Let's go. Kia ora e te whānau. No mahara mai ki te Warriors fan TV. Monday night Korero. Like all the fans, all the Wars fans, Warriors fans, hope you weren't going through too many withdrawals from the weekend. Plenty of footy was on. Um, didn't actually watch any of the games, but I was trying to get stuck into my reviews, and I was just saying to Tans, yeah, got a bit pushed sideways. Pushing through, keep pushing through. How you, Tans?
I'm good, thanks, bro. I'm good.
Come on.
Just trying to keep
You
warm.
there,
I hope
Tans?
everyone else
You
is
got me?
keeping warm out there.
Yes, winter is very much here. Tonight, I mentioned that last week about the whole. Let's do a half season review. And like there's two ways we can score it. You can either do like the rating system. You can either go apes, B, B minus, whatever, or just call them out of 10. You know, 10 so far out of the season, 9, 8, 7, 6, whatever. But yeah, so the season so far, we are rolling into round 15 was the bye, eh? We're rolling into round 16 now.
Yes.
Yeah, the season as it has been. Um, what do what are your views there, Tans? How are we after 15 rounds, taking in consideration we've had 2 buys so far and 1 to go?
I think we're doing amazing. I think the thing that stood out for me is after our losses, which has only been 3 of them, only 3 losses, which is 2 against the Raiders and 1 against the Storm. Now, after those losses, we're coming out and we're getting consecutive wins.
Yeah.
So we're not letting those losses, control how we play other games. Like, yeah, I mean, look, Raiders round 1, we lost, but we came back and won 3 on the trot. Had our bye, lost against the Storm, but then won like a consecutive 5 games, whatever it was, and then so yeah, we're asking questions after our losses, and we're just coming out and we're making those losses count, though.
Yeah,
We're really turning it around, and because I was watching, I just told you earlier, I watched the Roosters game and the Manly game today, and even the Canberra game, and
okay.
I just think with like earlier in the season, I think it was we be trying to find that right formula, because obviously Dylan Walker was still there. So I'm wondering if it was like, okay, well, we need to figure out who's playing where, who's staying, who's going, so we can figure out a 17 that's going to start every week, or a 17 that, a dominant 17 that's going to run out every week. And now that I think he's found that formula, and yeah, man, like, they're just rising to the occasion every week. And I just every week, like in the first few games, even Lukey Metz, he wasn't taking those runs. He wasn't backing himself. And I just think when he started backing himself and running with the ball, our attack started to flourish when he started, when he started driving it home. So,
yeah,
fantastic start to the season. And we're already past halfway now, but yeah, I'm absolutely stoked with the way the boys are going.
Nice,
Kia ora, Jess.
nice. Kia ora, Jess. Oh, the bro. Kia ora, Cole. How's the bro?
Kia ora,
Good. Kia ora.
Yeah, we're just kicking off the review of the season so far. I had a nosy at your email, but yeah, if there's anything you'd like to add to how you feel our season has been so far, brother, after half a season, 15 rounds in, 13 games played.
I'll try and be as quick as possible, but
take it on, bro.
Obviously, with everything that sort of happened before the season even got started in regards to Johnson and Jazz and Walker and then Tohu medically retiring, far out.
Yep.
I was a little bit, what would you say? Not sure, I suppose, what the year was going to look like. and had only really seen
Absolutely.
myself. I only really seen
Mm.
Lika in that Bulldogs game when he nearly scored that try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all I sort of remember of Lika. And then Fisher Harris coming over, I sort of had thoughts of far out. Wonder what he's sort of got left in the tank. Wonder what he's sort of going to bring in there.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, bro.
But obviously halfway through the season, everything has just totally changed, I think.
Yeah.
Mm. Yep,
But yeah,
absolutely.
all right. Looking forward to the rest of the season, put it that way.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think, to be fair, bro, that round one loss, that was like the Warriors are notorious for, hate to say that, like the big occasions get to us. And Vegas was a big occasion, we're well outside the scope of, it's almost like the Anzac Day games. We just never were able to get up for them. Well, besides this year. Um, but even the Anzac Day win this year was our first one in years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So
yeah.
it's so yeah, round one was a bit of a beatdown. Um, and when you consider that we've only played the Raiders and the Storm, we've still got to play the Doggies. So we've only played
Mm,
two of the top 4 teams. So yeah, so it was a shit out start. Um, but and Tans mentioned it as well in regards to, there was some close ones. Some real, like, everyone's holding their breath, thinking, "Oh,
Yeah.
far out, we're gonna fold or whatever."
Yeah.
Bro, and they've really found another. Not
yeah.
only have they found another gear, but they've just the yeah, just their whole next man up mentality. The
Mm.
Yeah.
those guys that have stepped up have done such a job, and this guy get reps
Mm.
weeks in and week in, week out.
Mm,
But like someone like Aaron Clark, yeah, it's astounding how he's kind of stepped into the team, but he's not only
Mm.
just filled the
yeah.
role, but he's filled the breach quite a few times. With his running style, how
Yeah.
he breaks tackles,
Yeah.
how the quick
Yeah.
play, the ball playing skills. It's like, mate, this guy. And he was one of those guys when he was playing for the Titans. I used to hate watching him play because he'd just get up and he'd go up
Yeah.
a gear. Like they're,
Mm.
they're definitely
Mm,
Kiwi player clubs. Jerome Hughes is another one, and they just love smashing us, eh? But Aaron Clark was definitely in that category. He'd get up and just
mm,
stick it to us, and like he's brought all of that plus, to the Warriors. He's brought it home, and like just settled
mm,
in. Um, yeah, I guess the only thing for me is like in regards to, because there's still quite a few more games to be played, but if
yeah.
Mm.
if like injuries start to impact us, because like
Mm,
this time last year we had a whole lot of injuries.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
whereas
Heaps.
this time around, yeah, we've managed to have a real settled squad.
Mm,
And that's definitely had the continuity, in regards to just getting combinations going. Like Chanel Harris Tavera, he's probably playing some of the best footy he's played in
Yeah.
years.
Definitely.
mm,
Like
Yeah.
his
I
his,
agree.
his kicking
yeah.
accuracy,
Yeah.
the way he's taking he takes pressure off of Luca, and that
Mm.
just frees
Mm.
him up to get
Mm.
Mm,
get on with it and
Yeah.
do all the spontaneous stuff, spot those
Yeah.
half caps, back himself, just get in there kind of thing.
yeah, bro.
But yeah. So it's
Yeah.
been a interesting, even those really close games, those late rounds. Who was it? The Dragons, Dolphins, and Raiders. We only just lost by 4 points. Um, and they done a number on us in round one.
Mm,
But those were close. Those two wins prior to the Raiders, they were close, hard fought wins. They were gritty wins,
Yeah.
mm,
I
and it
agree.
was like, yeah. So, I was just saying to Tons earlier, Kyle, and for the crew that are they're jumping on, there's two ways you can rate the season so far. You can either give them A plus, A minus, B plus, B minus, or out of 10. Give them a score out of 10, kind of thing. Um, so yeah, so I guess for me, so far from there's been so many positives that have come out of the season so far. A whole lot of, like, obviously 2023 was just refreshing. Just seeing where the boys are at, us making the preliminary grand final to get smoked by the Broncos. But prior to that, it was just refreshing to see the team kind of turn it around. This season so far, it's 2023 plus. It's kind of like we've gone up a couple of gears, and guys have really brought into that whole, just the ethos, the identity, the looking, backing each other up, next man up, effort on effort. It's just like, it's like, as a fan, it's the stuff we've been waiting for years.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you think this is more fun? This is a better season than 2023?
That's a good question.
More exciting for me, I think it is, because we've got like these young players on board now, and they just offer something. And I think it's because we, like I think I mentioned this last week, we used to be a really structured team last year. Like, I think probably a bit too structured, and it just looks like Webby's giving these young boys, Leka, Demi, Jacob, and the rest of them, just like that. He's not trying to coach this, coach it out of them, because it just looks like they're having heaps of fun out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even look like they're not stressing out. It doesn't look like our team gets stressed out and kind of loses focus. And it just seems like we're really grounded. Like, we know where we're going. They know what their jobs are. They don't try and overplay their hand. They don't try and, just do shit that they shouldn't be doing. They just get out there and do their job, but they're having a fucking ball doing it, And I do think that Fish has brought, I don't. I mean, it'll be like, you don't want to mess up, so you've got to hold your own personal standards high, and I think he's brought that from that
absolutely
premiership winning mentality. And I think it's really rubbed off on the young players. Absolutely, I do, and it's really exciting, man.
Yeah. And I think that, round 14, our last game was probably our best game of the season. So to sort of wait that long to see, you wouldn't even call it 100% performance, but the best performance I've had all year. So to wait that long in the season, we were nearly halfway, round 14, and for them to do what they've done to the Sharks, who people were saying, Sharks sitting in 5th place at home, going to be hard to beat. There was really a lot of doubt that the Warriors would even beat them, let alone beat them by that much. And I think that's the huge thing for me, because Webby's obviously been talking up. We'll be starting to peak about round 12, and then it's sort of like, okay, that was a close game. That was a close game, and then round 14 we just pulled it out.
Yeah. Absolutely. And like that Sharkies game, like Aiden was gonna come out and get us, kind of thing, and it was like none of that eventuated. The boys, we kept that whole forward pack at bay, and they were just like, sorry, just Jacko's comment. 2023 was based on emotion. This season is based on work and depth. Oh yeah, bro. Absolutely.
And I think the teams are totally different. Like this year's team compared to 2023. Well, obviously we had Johnson, we had Harris, we had a whole completely different team.
Yeah.
But like what you were saying, Taz, in regards to what Fisher Harris has brought over, like there's a lot of little things that Fisher Harris has brought over that obviously weren't there before. Like they're talking about how he does his extras after training. They're talking about, when young fellas will sort of chuck their tape away into the bin and it doesn't go in the bin.
Yeah. I saw
that. He'll sort of just look at them. And then that's enough for them to sort of like, oh, no, I better not do that. It's like the boss has seen me sort of thing,
Yeah.
And I think it's just those real little things that before we didn't really do that. We didn't really have that in the culture. And they're also talking about in the changing rooms how the boys will clean up the changing room so the cleaners don't have to come in and clean the changing rooms.
I love that.
Which is what the All Blacks do. So the All Blacks do that in their changing rooms, where they say, no, the cleaners don't come in here and clean the changing rooms. That's our job. That's what we do. So it's just sort of little things like that I've sort of been hearing, and I'm like, wow. to us, that what might not seem like much, but
No,
to the young
but it
fellas
is,
looking up
That,
to Harris.
that says a lot because it.
Mm.
No, I like
Yeah,
that.
heck
I
yeah.
actually like that mentality because it teaches, especially for not even if the young guys. It's just I like that. That's awesome.
Oh
Good
yeah,
mentality.
and it's that the culture side of it, but the identity,
Mm.
it's buying into, so not just what's happening on the field, but off the field, and you know, through the grades, the New South Wales Cup, Harold Matthews, there's a couple of others, but you know, they kind of, the boys have really, they're just, you know, and they're making a real go of it. Leotel digital Celtic, don't know, Sonny. If anyone else knows on the comments,
I think it was it was an ankle injury, but I know they questioned Webby about him. Was it last week after the Sharks game,
okay,
and he just said that basically I think he's moved Ali back to Cup to kind of give him some to kind of reevaluate his
Fighters mojo,
like just for his own benefit. And I don't think getting dropped to Cup's a bad thing. I just think some
no,
players,
definitely not.
especially when they're young, it's like I don't know if it's just like, bro, you need to go back. You need to go back to move forward, kind of thing. So, you do you, Bill, and get back there and get back into the rhythm. But I just think we're absolutely killing it. Like I said, I was watching games today, and I was like, man, like just the effort they put in. Like there was it the Roosters game, and I think it was. Yeah, Roosters game. And Dom Young, I think, or Tupou got around Tane, and I just like it might not seem like much to you, but I seen Tane, instead of jamming him to tackle him, he kind of turned and looked to make sure that he had, his boys out there defending, like cover defense. And I just thought that was important because it's like at least he's checking before he, like makes that decision, just taking a split second just to check to make sure that, oh, well, like, yep, I know yous have got it. I don't have to. So then it just shows that he's trusting his boys. Like, I just thought that was, I just noticed that because I thought, man, it just shows that he trusts his outside men. So I thought it was good.
Definitely.
But even the style of tries that we're scoring this year, they there's those obvious set plays down the wings and stuff, but and it has been mentioned before, and you've mentioned it a lot too, Dance, in regards to like the offloads. The second phase play that those offloads are creating. It's just like, mate, the defense is pretty much shot. You can almost guarantee it when if it's the likes of Leka or Aaron. Those young fellas, Laban, by
Yeah,
Mongo,
Demi loves an
they
offload,
get that
eh?
done. Oh yeah, yeah.
I've seen it.
When
He
they
loves
when
an
they
offload.
flick it out, and it's just like it just creates, and it's just it's entertainment right up
And
there, eh?
that's what I mean by that's what I mean about we be not coaching their, because a lot of coaches coach their, I don't know, what is it like their, they're off the cuff, like just like their eyes up, like just random. A lot of coaches like to coach that out of them, but I think it's like Webby's given them, like said, okay, you stick to our processes, but if you think you can, but if you think you can change the momentum or you can do something to change, the attack or the defense, then you take the risk. Like Damien says, risk versus reward, and it seems like they've been rewarded for it, and the whole club's benefited from that.
Yeah, absolutely. So like just in regards to, and this is always going to be a big thing for me, but like, and I've said it a few times, but like the defense side of things, because admittedly we leaked some really soft tries last year, and even in 2023, and even at the start of this year, there have been but they've ironed that out. They've because like 12 months ago, some of the tries that our opposition was scoring, they were real soft, and it's almost like the boys have managed to pinpoint that stuff, pinpoint it, and just like, one, take ownership of it, but two, rectify it and make sure that no more soft tries. If teams are going to score against us, they're going to do it the hard way. They're gonna make them earn it, kind of thing. So that that scrambling defense. It's just really, really good to
Yeah,
see,
I love it.
because it has been pretty shoddy at times, you know. And if the boys can carry that on, rolling into September footy, playoffs and stuff, it just said. And again, we've said this before as well. It's like, who would have thought we would have been sitting third after round 15? It's like this season, and it's just like, even
Yeah.
just sitting in the top four is like, man, it's the best
It,
feeling.
it's a
We
huge
were the
accomplishment, man.
oh yeah, we were the other end of the table this time
Mm,
last, trying to scratch our way up and getting
yeah.
as much distance between us and the bottom. Oh, I'll just do a quick shout out to. I'm super glad to see the Tigers aren't dead last.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and I hope they can kind of stay mid-table. Because like 3 wooden spoons in a year, it's just like, I'm just glad they're not
Yeah, man.
down there. But flip side, it's still a long way to go.
Mm.
Anything can happen the rest of the season. Dimitri really came of age in the Sharkies game. He dominated a Sharkies pack full of legends. Yeah, bro. Absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely.
mm. Absolutely, he did.
Just on Dimitri, one of the guys from work was saying that he used to play tag before he came to the Warriors,
Oh,
and in the
Okay.
tag team, he was actually the playmaker.
oh, well,
So I sort of like
Oh,
think,
wow.
like with Dimitri,
Wow.
like we'd be sort of like just sort of like what Tans was saying. It looks like we'd be sort of just said to him, "Hang on, just wait your sort of turn before you start to
Mm,
like in the regards to the processes.
yeah.
You've got a role to do, you've got a job to do, and
Yeah.
then when that job looks
yeah,
like
when opportunities,
that
eh?
you can do an offload or you can
Mm.
do a
Mm,
it's far. It's been a real. I think it's been a real patience game for Dimitri.
mm,
I think we've been
yeah.
patient right throughout the season, to be honest. Like, because we've seen those hard fought games. I mean, gosh, we've all
Mm.
kept the ambulance on speed dial. But all those
Yeah.
close fought games, it just shows how patient we've been. Like, just
Mm,
grinding, like
Mm.
just not, like I just said before, not overplaying our hand, just taking step by step.
mm.
And then
Yep.
Yep.
like to come out and smash the Sharks like that, I wasn't expecting that.
Mm.
And
Same.
No way.
man, like you can just see we've got strike, we can score from anywhere on the park, and that
Mm,
just. But
Yeah.
I saw that in the Manly
Yeah.
game too, in the
mm.
Sharkies game.
Yeah.
But I think we're just blessed to have a left foot kick and a right foot kicker.
And
Mate,
and I
Yeah, for sure.
everyone's starting to complement each other. Eh? I think Egan and Clark, I think they really complement each other. And Clarky being a part of the spine pretty much. So yeah, that whole
mm,
spine just
yeah, and I think
yeah.
and on review, in regards to the games that have been played so far, it's almost like, so what's always been an obvious weakness for us is we've probably got the slowest back line in the NRL. Everyone knows that.
Mm,
Our fastest guy is definitely Luca, but I think the way that the way Webby's kind of the game plan that he's come up with is that we just keep charging the middle. Then
mm,
Mm.
yeah.
we just keep attacking the middle. There's one that forces the forwards to make all those tackles,
Mm.
and generally speaking, that's where if you've got the back five running at the forwards, as like the way our back five do, they're gonna run out of steam eventually,
Mm,
and it just kind of sets up because their middle channel is not an easy channel to attack either, and it is
no.
kind of it is risky, but we've stuck at it and actually made a really good go of it.
Yeah.
Well, we're not so we're not so predictable now. Like even in
Mm,
2023 and last year, we were so predictable, man. And I was just like, bro, like you got to change it up, man, because
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
and it was proof anyway. Look, Dell was the top try scorer, and it's always the right side dominant. And now, look, we just, having fun out there, spread the ball around, give it to the bro. Yeah, the bro scores, and just and I think that's the most important thing, when you're in a team, because I think a lot of players forget to just go out there and just have fun in what they're doing. And so they end up
that's
probably
definitely
losing
what
their passion. In a
that's
way,
definitely what
but
the energy the young fellas bring.
Yeah, and
Their
that's what I mean. I think
youth
that's
and enthusiasm.
the balance is perfect between the young players, and then we've got Catewell coming in, and I think he's, I wasn't happy about his signing, but I look at him now and I just think, bro, like we're so lucky to have him, and just his, like that guy's been around. He's played Origin, played for Australia, like played at the highest levels, won premierships, and just to have those brains, him, Mitch, those real leaders, Catewell.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
To
heck
be
yeah.
able to, lead our young fellas around the park. And then you've got RTS, C and K at the back there. Great leaders for our young backs as well. So we've got, it's amazing actually. I mean, we just signed Laban and was it Laban and Dimitrik or Laban and Lecker for 4 years. And then a week later or 2 weeks later, we signed the other 3 young fellas from Cup or Jersey Flegg, was it? And so it just goes to show like how great the whole club's doing, not just at first grade level, but throughout the whole campaign. So it's awesome.
Just Mrs.
And they're starting talks with Luke Metcalf too,
Yes, I saw that.
Lock him in, bro.
So that's they need to far out. I think throw the checkbook at him. To be honest,
lock him in, bro. Just
he's
Mrs. comment. Sorry, Dance. I see the team has as much depth and purpose. Defense is really tightened up this season, coming off the line, keeping teams in their own 20s, 30s meters, less penalties. We are the least penalised team in the NRL.
Yeah.
And it's just like, mate, the way the boys have managed to turn it around. Again, cancelling out the ref by like highlighting what it is that we were fucking up on and rectifying it. But just doing those, making those little incremental changes, that's just added another dimension. 5 mil a season, GT said before about getting Dimitrik to the fin. Okay, I'm just letting you know, bro. Hopefully. I don't want to hear that bullshit.
No, bro. No, GT. Sorry about
it. I was critical of Webster holding youngsters back, but have to admit he has it spot on, bringing them in. Same, bro. Same. Webby's kind of, but it's like it's always been his master plan, and he's always been a master at just kind of slow feeding it. Kind of he hasn't rushed stuff. He's to the point where it's kind of like, we see it as fans and we think, man, he's too loyal to these guys. He should be pulling that guy and pulling these young guys and blah, 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 blah. But his plan's actually working. It's started to fruition. And it's like,
I love that though. I love how we're constantly reminded that's why he's the coach and not us, because he's I love that I get proved wrong every week by Webby and his decisions. And just in regards to our penalties, like that just shows how disciplined we are, because I think for years, and I think we talked about this last week, how for years we, as Warriors fans, we've had some shit ass calls go against us for a long time. And I think they probably realise that too, and I just think we, the fact that we had a longer preseason together as well, that we were like, right, we've got to take the refs out of the game altogether. Like, so they need to be better, more efficient, faster, like as in getting off tackles faster, like just those little effort areas to make sure. And now look, they're benefiting from it hugely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an excellent comp to becoming first in less penalties, and then we've got the first in, in completion rate. Like that's huge. Considering they had us pegged, it's funny because they had us and the Raiders pegged for the wooden spoon, and here we are. Yeah. First and third on the table, second and third.
Yeah, and when you look at the top 4 teams, the style of play, like the Storm have always been the Storm. They play highly entertaining types of rugby league, and every now and then they get beat. You hardly ever see them get thrashed. But the way Canberra are playing, and I hate saying this, but even the way the Doggies are playing, they and then there's us. But those top 4 teams are playing a style of league that's just like it's their own way of it's their own adaptation of how we want to play. Well, how Uncle wants the Warriors to be playing, and it's working. But Sticky's the same, Bellyache's the same, and who's the doggies coach?
Seraldo.
Seraldo. They're building. So come September, those top 4 teams, yeah, barring injury, the only thing that'll fuck it up for us is if we get key players and with long-term injuries and get taken out or whatever.
I
think it's the same even for the Bulldogs and the Raiders. If they have players get injured, I don't think any other team's got the depth that we've got.
True.
Like, we've got 2 halves that are just sitting there ready to come. We had Healy who's ready to go for Egan. We've got I think our depth is just better than any other team in the comp, to be honest.
Yeah. That's
it's
true,
like
bro.
you can just, it's like what is it? Freaking putting everyone's names in a hat, and you can just draw a name out, and it's like, oh yeah, sweet, this guy will do.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's,
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot what.
But like that, no, you're right. Like that, so Damien in our chat space posted that about the next man up mentality that David Tangata had brought that so the coach of the reserve side, because his philosophy was the whole. So I'm the coach of these guys that are meant to be stepping up to first grade, so it's his job to make sure that when these boys step into those boots, it's not so overwhelming or daunting, or it's like, wow, I finally made it. It's like, these guys, preparing these guys mentally, so when they step into the breach, it's like, bro, these guys are
ready.
They're not only ready, but they're amped, they're hanging out to get their shot. But that whole next man up mentality is really sinking in, and it's from each grade below. And it's just like,
so it's been coached
out
into them, hasn't it? When you point that out, because I read that too, and how he says, I'm not just coaching them for reserve grade, I'm also coaching them to to get into first grade. And I thought that was a really solid point to make, that we're not just coaching this this development team, we're actually coaching them to be first graders, and that goes for Jersey Flegg, Harold Match, and so it's just, when you said it like that, I was like, actually, that's
Sorry, just 5 stars comment the whole, bro. I seen someone on TikTok commenting on a liquor vid saying eventually he'll leave and go to the Storm. Haha. Everyone wants our boys. Peeps have always chased the Warriors' talent. That's the one side to being the only team in this country in Aotearoa. It's like the scouts from all clubs, even the Super League. They're always going to come to New Zealand and just raid our backyard, and there's fuck all the Warriors can do. All the Warriors can really do is look after themselves, and I think they've done it. They've finally got that combination right in regards to, let's just focus on the local talent and getting them up to speed, so stepping up's not going to be so daunting.
Exciting. And do you know what? I can't see us just going by our draw. I mean, I know we've got Panthers, Broncos, and whoever else, but I can't see us. I don't know if it's being biased or I'm being realistic, but I don't really see us losing that many more games. Like probably, I think 3, maybe at the 4, probably at the most, out of these last, what are we at? 10 rounds.
Round 16 this weekend.
Because we've got one more bye left after this, so I don't see us losing many of these games, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
The only thing that I am worried about, if I was to be honest, is that so like you said, we got the Panthers at home, we got the Broncos away, and then we got another bye.
Yep.
I'm just wondering how we're going to go with the 2 byes so close together.
Yeah.
Because I remember our bye early on in the season. I think it was might have been round 5 or round 6. And then we played the Storm, and then we just got annihilated. So I'm just sort of wondering what Webby's done for the team for that, because the byes are so close together. That's the only thing I'm sort of like thinking what's sort of been done there. Because then after that second bye, we got the Tigers back at home again.
Yeah.
Where it sort of seems that our record away seems to be better than what it is at home.
Well, it is this season. It is so far, bro.
Something like that. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's the only thing I'm sort of like not worried about, but just wondering sort of what Webby's plan is for that. Because I mean, when you have a bye, obviously you have a rest. You don't have that physical contact. You don't have that build up like you normally do.
Yep.
And then to get the boys from having like a rest in a sense, having a break, and then to get them back up to that level of how they finished off the Sharks game, I suppose.
Yep, that's fair enough.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Webby's sort of got, really. That's just my...
Yeah. No,
I know last year Damien made a point. I think it was Damien. He's like, because after the buys, it was quite fucking obvious for everyone. After the buys, we were coming out and we were losing. So there was some, I don't know, but I just think our mentality across the parks changed. You know, I mean, I think that's, you know, like playing our best footy. I put that down, you know, players like Aaron Clark coming from the Titans. I think he's playing great footy because he's now got a coach that believes in him and says, look, we're going to start you at lock, you know, and that's going to be your dominant role. And then I just think because he backs his players so well and like just, you know, he's like, bro, I believe in you, you know, and they just go out there and do a good job.
And I think in regards to Aaron Clark, he was a utility at the Titans, so it was like he could never lock a permanent position. But the skill set was there, and that's what Webby saw, and that's the endorsement that he's given him, that you can, if you come here, you lock that position in, their last man down, whatever, it's yours, bro. Yeah, and you just own it, and that's exactly what he's done. He's gone out every single game this season, and it's just been incredible. Sorry, just from Jazz, the Warriors as a club have obviously lifted their standards to a very, very high level compared to how it was before. Yep. Looking professional and winning games will make it very hard for people to leave. Oh, yeah, bro.
Exactly,
yeah.
Jazz. 100%.
And there'll be other players over in Aussie that want to come over playing for the Warriors. They see us as a viable option as opposed to that club that was just like, you know, historically we'd get guys that were close towards the end of their careers or whatever and might get 1 or 2 seasons out of them. Yeah, we've definitely turned the page. Where are we? I guess fans forget that they're not in the four walls and only see an 80-minute performance on a weekly basis. Webby sees everything throughout the whole year, every day. He knows what his team needs. Absolutely, Zach. Absolutely. And long may he be around. All pathway sides are playing the same style. All the coaches on the Webby page. Nice. I like that, Jacko. I like that. Okay, so just before we roll into, because I do want to have a yak about the second half of the season. So ratings so far, I guess for me, after 15 rounds, I'm gonna say we're looking probably. I'm going to use the A, B, C kind of categories, but we're definitely we're tilting between like I want to say a B plus and an A minus, but it's only half the season, and I don't want to say, oh yeah, we're A plus because it's just like we still got another 13 rounds to go, whatever it is. We've definitely gone up a gear, and I love it, and it's entertaining, and like as a fan, it's just that's the shit you want to see your team come through. So for me, we're definitely a B plus, moving up that scale. Whether we're A minus, so I don't know how much a B plus equates to in regards to numbers. That's probably maybe 8.5, roughly. Or it might be less actually. Might be a 7.5. Oh no, I'll go 8. We'll go 8.5. What do you reckon, Kyle? What do you reckon, Tons?
I'm going to do mine in numbers, and I'm going to say 7.
Sure. I like that.
Yeah, and 7's fantastic, but I mean, because that's room to grow to 10. So, and I think we're not even reaching, you know, anywhere near half our potential yet. So 7 for me.
Nice, Tons. What about you, Colt, my bro?
Yeah, I was thinking 7 when you were speaking, actually, too. I was thinking of 7. Just because the Sharks game, I'd love to see that same aggression, that same attack, that same defense carry on for the rest of the season. You know, because it's taken us, I don't know, let's say 14 rounds to get to that Sharks game.
Yeah.
Then that's why I'd rate it a 7. So, but if we can continue on like we did in that Sharks
Yep.
game, I reckon we'll go through unbeaten. To
Bro,
be honest,
if we play,
I don't think any team will be able to beat us.
like if we the
play
remaining
like that.
games, if we play like that, there's no reason why we shouldn't be in those final, like heading into the preliminary grand finals and a grand final, especially playing like that. The only thing that the flip side to that is obviously the Raiders, the Doggies, and the Storm, and how they go about preparing for the final series. Come September.
I can't see the top 4 changing that much. I was looking at the ladder, and I'm sure. So what is it? Doggies, Canberra, us, and then Storm. And I think the Sharks are still in 5th, but I think they're on 18.
Okay.
So, and we're on 24. So we're 3 wins above them.
Clear.
So even if we're 3 wins clear.
Yeah.
And we're actually not even fucking 3rd. We're actually tied. First.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might have changed now because Doggies. Oh no, are they 26 or are the 3 of us 24?
Oh,
no, Doggies 26, I think, and we're 24. Yeah.
Sorry, just to add to Mrs. comment. Yeah, there for those that saw it, that New South Wales Cup game, that Manly player that smashed Taney, pretty much cut him in half, and it's just like wow. And I didn't actually watch that game itself, but it was towards the last. It was inside the last minute or whatever of the game. So the game was already over.
Last 30 seconds
Warriors
or
had already
something.
won. Yeah, and he just ironed him out, and it's just like, I hope this prick gets the book thrown at him.
I just wish someone beat him up. I was like, man, someone hit this guy, mate.
Yeah.
I would have been fuming if, man, like, fuck, imagine his mother standing on the sideline. I would have. I would have gone out there and.
Mum wouldn't have been happy.
Yeah. Oh, excuse guys if you can hear. I've got a cold. That's why I'm sniffing. So, my bad.
No, you're right.
Yeah, 7 for me. I think they're doing fantastic. I think there's still heaps of room to grow, and that's scary when you see how well we're playing, and as fans, we're like, mate, that's not even what half of what we're capable of. So that's really exciting to see what the rest of this year is going to look like. And I do not see us falling off the waka at all. I just think we're too. We've had 14 rounds now where we've just all but 3 where we've dominated, and not dominated, but we've just played really, really onto it. Discipline, man, and I think that's the main word I'll use is discipline. Yeah,
and I think the boys as a squad have grown. They've grown, and those little years that they've needed to kind of take ownership and rectify. They've definitely done that, over the course of this season. So just check his comment. 11 games left. Going on last season, we only need 5 wins to finish top 4. I would be shattered if we finished below 4. Yeah, so would I, bro. So would I. That would not be good. Just because we've set the bar. We've set the bar so high, and it can still keep going up, Checo, B+. B+ is fair. Oh, shot, Checo. Appreciate that. Thank you.
I just don't like. I watch every game, and I think, I just don't see other teams as consistent as the top 4 as it is now, except for I think the most inconsistent team out of the top 4 right now is the Melbourne Storm. I wouldn't actually surprise me if they dropped out of the 4, but I just maybe that's because I hate them. That's why I'm saying that, guys. And I'm wishing now. I'm putting it out into the universe. But I just I think I don't see the top 4 changing at all much, if at all. I just think we've got too many wins under our belt. So even if we lose the next 3 games or 3 games, we're still in the top 4, and that's how far above we are, above everyone else. And that's awesome. Not to say, oh, sweet, we can afford to go out there and lose a game. I'm just saying that that's how well and how hard the boys have worked to put themselves in this position.
Yeah.
The guy that took Tane out got 5 weeks suspension. 5 weeks? Okay, Jacko, in your opinion, is 5 weeks fair, or should it have been more? I reckon it should have been more, bro. Like he fucked them up. But I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
More Jazz. It was a diabolical, intentional high hit. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, bro.
I didn't
Yeah.
realise, and I was saying this to Neil before we went live. I didn't know that players had to be cleared. So they said that,
Mm.
Tane had to be cleared before he flew back to Auckland. I didn't realise that. I just thought, you know,
Yeah.
they just get a HIA at the game,
Mm.
whether they get cancelled out of that. But I didn't realise that you needed to get a doctor's clearance for them to actually jump on the plane and fly back to New
Fly
Zealand.
back.
Mm.
Because if it had
Yeah.
failed,
Wow.
obviously he'd have to stay in Australia. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad the bro's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
reckon. I'll tell you what. I'm really looking forward to
I
the
agree, Kelly.
doggies game. And see how we stack up against them.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be like, especially the way that they're playing. It's just like that Serraldo against Webby. Yeah, they're tacticians. They are tactical coaches. It's obvious in the way that how they coach and how their teams have been performing. I'll tell
I
you,
think
B.
I just wanted to say this with the top three teams, Raiders, Bulldogs, and us. I don't think our teams are littered with superstars. Like you see
Mm,
teams like the Broncos and Penrith and Melbourne that have got far out
Mhm.
Origin players and
mm,
international players for days, and here we are. And I
mm,
just find it funny. I'm like, wow, three teams that aren't, like, if anything, they're making superstars of of themselves this season. Like your
mm,
Jacob Perez's
Yeah.
and your, Leckers and your bloody Tamales and players like that.
mm,
They're carving out their own future. So I
mm.
just,
Yep.
I thought that was strange. I was just like, man, look, we're at the top three. We're not, and I think that's probably
Mm.
served a purpose. Whereas we don't have all these fucking $1 million players
Mm,
or flashy players. Like we're just us, and and these young players are carving
mm.
their own path.
Yeah, absolutely,
So it's
absolutely.
awesome.
Cool. Yeah, I thought he deserved more as well. Yeah, I'm with you, Jez. Throw the book at him, man. Interesting that Storm
Well,
have had their free buys and are still fourth. They are the most vulnerable of the top four. Yeah,
mm,
yeah, that's fair.
yes.
That's a fair comment, Jaco.
That's what I mean. And they've still got, so you think about it, Jacko, so they've still got 12 games now.
Mm,
15 or 16 or whatever. So 11, 12, they have to play straight without
mm,
any
yeah.
injuries. So, mate, I'm hoping Harry Grant, Cam Munster,
Oh,
Kirk,
again,
great.
yeah, and I hear,
Yeah,
Woohoo!
well, we think.
yeah, and I hear what you're
Do
saying,
some
cunt.
hammies,
But the
boys. Do some
yeah,
hammies. Let's
but the flip
go.
side to that is like bellyache has known that all season, so he would have been preparing his team, thinking, yeah, come after that last bye, we got a long stretch, because he's too good a coach not to
Mm.
have taken that stuff on board, not to calculate how from whenever their last bye was right up to the end of the season, how they're going to measure out how the rest of the games.
Yeah.
What are the key games that they need to win, that they have to stay to keep within the top
Oh,
four.
what?
Like if they're still within the top four, even a month out from playoffs, you can almost guarantee they won't be going anywhere. But I mean, that's just me. That's just
Yeah.
me.
And I think the other thing is the Raiders have still got their 3 buys. They haven't had a buy yet, the
Yeah,
Raiders.
Yeah,
this was their first one
yeah,
on the weekend,
right.
Their first one, and then they don't have any
Yeah.
till later on in the season. So, mate, you
Wow.
think if Raiders would have been top on the table, actually, they would have been first. We would have been second. So
Yeah.
funny how the buys
Mm,
alter the table. I mean, you look at Storm. If they'd only had 1 or 2 buys, mate, they'd be in 5th or 6th position.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
mm,
And I've seen Storm get some thrashings far out. Man, they got their asses whooped by the Dolphins.
mm.
So they're not.
That's right.
Which is
No team is
interesting,
unbeatable.
because generally they don't. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Generally, the Storm might
Mm.
drop a game or two, whatever, but you hardly ever see them get thrashed. It's
Mm.
just like, oh, okay, wow. Um, so I dismiss his comment. I don't think we've even reached full throttle, so I could only imagine once the wires peak, our boys will
Oh,
set fire
absolutely,
to
Ms.
this
I
cop. Oh
100%
yeah,
agree.
bro,
Yeah.
And thanks,
absolutely.
Oh,
Jacko.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. Jazz, GT, nah, we're good. Apparently, the Bears are gonna Raiders. The Finstocks, yeah. Oh, and I think but again, to the Warriors, that's nothing new. We lose talent all the time and part of me feels like, yeah, if those, especially like with the Bears coming back to the comp, um, if they're cashed up, if they can afford these young guys and it creates an opportunity for them to go away for a couple of years, whatever, create just build their craft, get in because who knows what they're going to be like in 2, 3, 4 years when they kind of start hitting their
Well,
straps kind of
look
thing.
at Luke Metcalf and CHT, both of them, like leaking, like just far out. How long's he been with us, Luke Metcalf? Is this his third season? And he hasn't even played 2 full seasons. 2023, he was out for, and then 2024, he was out as well. So this is pretty much his first solid start to a season where he's strung, and man, they just keep getting better and better. Honestly, they all do.
Sorry, Tom. I think this one's for you, bro. Tom's is meanwhile.
Shot, Jacko. Thank you. Appreciate you, my bro.
Hook us up with
Crosby.
that Cosby fella. You've got enough big athletic props.
Yeah, bro. The one from New South Wales Cup, bro. Toby.
Nah, sorry about
Toby
it,
Cosby.
GT. And mate, you live in do you live in Australia? You got millions of fucking players to choose from. We're like a small little island.
Yeah,
and you got plenty. You got a whole fucking, you got heaps of places to go fishing. Bloody hell.
Yeah, I think that, to be fair, so GT, when the first time I seen those letters, I thought get. Oh, yeah. You're living up to your name, brother. It's kind of like, that like awesome. You're part of the crew, bro. Chuck your 5 cents in. That's all good. But I sense a bit of a turncoat amongst us. Well, that's just me.
Just on Denny, is it Nemani? Main Korero, who's your favourite Waz player from the past? Mine is Hydra.
Ooh,
Hydra.
Man, there's so many.
Damn. That's a good question, Dance. That's a good question. Ooh, so like I've got a top 3 and an honourable mention, but for me, I can't go past like Stacey Jones for obvious reasons. Jonesy, Little General, Steve Price, who I've always liked, and Ruben Wiki. They're my top 3. And the honourable mention for me is Simon Mannering. Just the way he went about his business. They're the guys that I just love. They represent the Warriors, like just how they are synonymous with the Warriors and the sacrifices they made for the club.
I think one.
What about you, Cole?
Sorry.
Sorry. Done.
Oh, no, I was just saying you can't really have one, but I'm like Leo, I've probably got 3, so I'd go Big Ali.
Yeah. Too
Big
hard.
Ali, Stacey Jones, Ruben Wiki, and honourable mention to the Beast of Manu Vatuve. He's probably one of my favourite wingers that I've loved seeing play.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely. Before we went off the rails,
mine's a little bit different to all of yours, eh? Just mine's PJ Marsh. Richard Villasanti.
Villa the Gorilla.
And my third one, I was just thinking, Ruben Wiki's my third one.
Jake the Moss. Jake the Moss.
Michael Luck got 300 stitches playing for us. Fuck, really? Where? You mean all at once he got 300 stitches, or like over his?
Oh, through the season.
Holy.
Yeah. Oh, seasons, not just a season. Yeah. Actually, and I will throw this out. Like when back in '95, I really liked Dennis Betts and Andy Platt, the two Pommy players that came over from Wigan. But I'd always liked them. They were good players. They just didn't light up the comp when they played for us.
There's been so many, like you just look at the potential, like especially the man, like wow, like Dwayne Mann. I thought, even Kiwi players that didn't play for the Warriors, far out hundreds. There's so many of them, man. You could just count days.
Oh yeah,
And so aren't we blessed?
Yep.
people to have these pathway systems in place now where we can keep these players, keep them in Aotearoa, you know, play for the Wars. Oh my gosh, I think that's the first time I've ever called them the Wars. Oh my gosh. Play for the Warriors, play for the Kiwis or Tonga or Samoa or whoever they, you know, want to play for. And just being able to help them, you know, make a career out of footy. So, yeah.
Up the cover. Yeah, bro. Cover king. And he was a Canberra legend as well. You know, so you know, Ruben Wiki just like the way he represented us, the Kiwis, the Raiders, just top man. Like, comment, and subscribe to help the algorithm team. Oh, Tahi, bro. I love that. I love how you call that out, bro, because I have no idea what that stuff means. But
we don't, Tahi. We actually don't. We just jump on here on Mondays and you know, talk about our Warriors, you know, who we just love, and man. But the IT side, we have no idea.
Yeah. Jacko, we have had great players, but only 2 or maybe 3 decent coaches. Therein was our problem. Yep, absolutely, bro. And it was almost like a bit of a poison scepter, you know, the coaches that came through. But obviously, Anderson getting us to that first grand final, but then he fell away. You know, became Kiwis coach, and then just kind of disappeared. And then who was it? Was Ivan the coach 2011? You know, their last grand final.
I think so, yeah.
You know, and they're like, but every other coach in between, they were good coaches in their own right. It just, for whatever reason, it just didn't work at the Warriors, you know. And it's like, that's a hard
I think it starts further at the top too, you know. Like, I don't just think it starts with the coaching staff. I think it starts with fucking all the people in the office, in the back, you know. Like, everyone has to buy into the, you know, everyone, owners, fucking CEOs, whoever you are, you've got to buy into this this mentality, you know, and culturally. And you see that because I've seen a few clips, whereas on Instagram there's that fella, what's his name? Oh my gosh, he does Hotutu, he's that Māori fella. And they even have people go in there on like Waitangi Day and stuff and talk to the players. So culturally, I mean, we celebrate Pacifica. They teach us about, they go in there and they tell the boys, and I think that's more so for the Australian players to teach them about Aotearoa, and you know, it's and I think that's really important, especially if you're trying to if you're talking about culturally as a club. I think it's really good to have those philosophies, or just those because we're all different at the club, and I just think it's cool that the club acknowledges that and acknowledges the cultural side of things, you know, because we're a rainbow of people.
And I reckon there's something we've been like from the Panthers. I reckon
they're really big on it too.
The whole culture thing. Yeah, they're very big on it over there. And even that one when I was quite early on in his coaching career, when he was telling people to come through the front in the office instead of they used to go around the back and not even come through the office, say hello to the admin in there. Like, just little things like that he's brought in there.
That makes sense though, doesn't it? Instead of everyone's going around the back door, it's like, no. So, you know, you have to, I mean, I suppose if you're coming through the front door and your coach is sitting there, you have to have those conversations, you know, like just the morena, you know, kia ora, you know, how's your day been, mean? How was your weekend? Sweet. You know, and just those little things that actually, you know, when you look back fucking a couple of months later, you're like, actually, that was a great idea. And it's because it brings you closer. It brings you closer with your coach, and just, you know.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's right.
Because you feel comfortable talking.
And if someone's having a bad day, at least the first thing they'll see is, you know, they'll have to actually talk to somebody, not just sort of go around the back and just keep to themselves.
Yeah. It's not just a job. You know, it's not like, it's like they actually care for me.
Yeah,
you know, they actually go out of their way. That's what Webby's brought to the club. You know, that is, winning's all good, and obviously we want to win a comp.
Yeah.
But let's make sure that everyone actually feels like they belong here.
Yeah,
you know, and that we actually go out of our way to look after them.
Yeah. Even the other thing just on there, Reo, is I don't know if you noticed, but in the changing rooms after the game, I sort of like watched a few of them, and I'm like, far out. There's not even no beers around or anything. You know, all the boys on like the Powerades, and I'm like, it seems like that even in the changing rooms, there's been a change of. You know, we're not. You know, just because we win, we're not here to just get drunk. You know,
like the
we're
old
like,
days, eh?
yeah, even just little things like that. Like the old,
Yeah.
that's right. The old days was pretty bad. I remember seeing guys in Auckland Casino after the Warriors games in there. And I was just like, oh, well, that's not right.
hanging
Like,
out
Makalino and
for
all
the
of them. And I was
pokies.
like, oh, those guys just finished playing the game, and there's like about.
Do you remember that
I
time
won't say
where
too many more names.
there was like, this was
Right.
years ago back in like, I think when there was like 5 of them that were dropped to reserve grade because they were out fucking getting pissed on, I think it was, there was like 5 of them that got dropped to reserve grade because they all went out, got on the piss. I think they had some, fucking drags and shit. So yeah, they all got dropped back to
Getting
club.
carried away.
I'm not. You
Yeah.
want to fire out?
Yeah.
So
But again, it just highlights how far the clubs come, you know, in regards to and it was systemic across all clubs, you know, and I like the point, bro, because it's like, if you're always used to seeing that, then that's not actually going to change. So obviously, if it was Webby or whoever's coming with them, you know, you can have your beers afterwards, but right here, right now, let's just enjoy it.
Yeah.
If it's Gatorade, it's Gatorade, it's Powerades, whatever. Sorry, bro. Just jazz. The likes and subscriptions will trigger YouTube's algorithms to push your content to more peeps, suggesting content. When you go on YouTube, my bro, I'll shop.
Yeah, I appreciate you,
that, brother.
Jazz and Tahi, and everyone in the chat. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, heck yeah.
Because they do a lot of. I think they do the. What are they called? What do you they do Wise Up TV as well. Tahi does, and Jazz.
Nice.
They do the. What are they called? Tahi, can you put it in the chat? Yeah, I forget the name. What we have now is a great owner with that, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep, absolutely. He's and again, I'll be honest. When that Robbo came in, I just thought he was a bit too showy. It was kind of like, but to his credit, he's kind of he has kind of eased off, you know, and he's let the guys get on with the job, kind of thing. Because when that Robbo first came over, he was kind of out there quite a lot. Whether that's not just the whole trying to do the PR side of things and lift the profile, whatever. It's a but he's settled down, and the boys are just getting on it.
Yes, thanks, guys, moderators. So yeah, Tahi and Jason that do heaps of mahi over on Lavon and Ash's page too with other moderators, and they do a fantastic job. And if it wasn't for them, you know, the show wouldn't run as smoothly. So shout out to you guys, man.
Yeah.
Big up to you for
like siphon them out, eh? All the good and the bad, is it?
Yeah, they're in there doing all that. So yeah, they do a main job.
Any trolls?
Okay.
You know,
so they filter out the, they just anyway. Yeah, they do an awesome job.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, you fellas, if you like, that's an interesting role. I didn't even realize it was a role. Far out.
Yeah.
But no, so mediators.
It's just like so random comments don't just show up.
Oh,
so like they'll like look at the comment and be like, oh yeah, we'll post that one, or like, oh no, I'm not posting that.
So like GT's comments. Nah.
Like
all
when
good,
you
GT, all good.
Or when you get clowns that come into the comment section and they start throwing personal jibes at you or whatever, then the moderators can just cancel, click, you're out, see you later.
Wow.
And I think there's been a couple of times where that's happened, but it's because of them.
Those fellas are like the internet police, Warriors police. Those moderators, I like it. I didn't even realize it was an actual role.
It's all right, me and you both, bro. Me and you both.
Tell me off the phone.
Sure. Oh, I love it. Learn something new tonight, fellas.
So we've got Penrith at home, man. Is that sold out yet? I haven't seen any news online that it's sold out.
Yeah, sold out.
Yeah, it'll definitely like by tomorrow or Wednesday at the latest, it'll be sold out. It'll definitely be sold out.
That's our first home game in ages. So, mate, that vibe is going to be off
Yeah.
the chain. I
And we
can't
beat them
wait.
last year.
Yeah.
Beat them in Magic Round. So, and the way the
That's right.
Panthers have been playing this season, I hope we fucking do a number on them, man. I hope for all those years of the bullshit they've done to us, I hope the boys go out there and put another 40-pointer on,
Well,
40
And
plus.
there's a good chance those Origin players don't back up.
well,
They'll
yeah,
see.
Oh,
Ivan
yeah.
Cleary's rolled out his boys, so no To'o, but I think he's done a calf or whatever. So no To'o, no Cleary, no
Oh,
Edwards, no
damn.
Yo. So, but hey,
Okay.
man, I'm not
Yeah.
throwing shade at Penrith at all because you never
Yeah.
know what happens.
Yeah.
So, look what Brisbane, the baby Broncos, did to us in 23. So I ain't throwing no shade, mate. It's just,
Nah.
yeah. But here we go.
We need a
50
good win at home,
points.
though.
50 points, surely.
Love it. Who was it?
So,
5-star. NRLW starts soon, eh? Can't wait to see my girlfriend Tyra play. Does your girlfriend play, bro? You just daydreaming. All good, my bro. You can say whatever you want.
Is that Tyra from Newcastle? Is that that?
I don't actually know the squads, bro. I'm thinking the next couple of
Oh,
weeks
yeah.
I might look into the Warriors Wahine squad.
Well, I've never been into watching women's league. Like I just probably because I've only for 30 years I've just watched, NRL. But I'm actually really excited, man, for our women to go off. I'm really looking forward to it to see how they go. And
And I hope they do well
from all the
too.
noise, I think
Yeah, heck yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. They so my niece called me during the week and we were having a bit of a catch up and she's a big
Oh,
big
okay.
footy player, loves the rugby, loves the women's rugby, she's doing really well. But she'd mentioned to me about how like with the woman switching from rugby to league, just the NRLW, that there's just more money in it and that's what's attracting a lot of the girls. But my
Oh, right.
niece is but my niece was saying it's like she wants to give rugby because she's just on the verge of the Black Ferns, and she's like, no,
Wow.
oh yeah, no, and she's awesome player. But just kind of balancing footy, studies, whānau, but she was telling me, no, a lot of the girls jump because the money's just awesome in the
Oh, wow.
NRL.
So,
Yeah,
shit, that's interesting. Oh, mind you, they don't have
it
obviously
is.
because they don't. Why don't they have a women's Super 15 or whatever it's called? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Oh
interesting.
well, just whatever
Well, it's good
those
to know
stupid
that
rugby
women are
pay them.
making money, are actually getting paid
Yeah.
decent money to play footy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Heck
because
yeah.
I watched the Origin, the women's Origin, and mate, there was they were solid. Those fans, there was 25, 30,000 people watching women's state of
That's a
yeah, man.
decent crowd.
Yeah,
Man.
I know. I was like, that's dope. It's
Yeah.
good for the game.
Yeah. Heck
Sorry,
yeah.
guys, we've gone right off topic here. Hey, every week we're like, yep, right, we're gonna
Yeah. I
do this,
reckon
and then, mate, get together, and I have all these. I think about all this shit before we go live. I'm like, right, I'm gonna make a point. I'm gonna say this. Got to remember to say this, and then the live button gets smacked, and then it just all fucking goes out the window.
Nah, all good. Checo, we could do with a couple of big wins to fix our points differential on the table. I kind of shared, it must have been about a month ago now, Checo, and I hear what you're saying, but because of the way that we're playing, the Warriors, by the very nature of the wins that we've had, especially those close ones, they've almost cancelled out the points differential. We do want their buffer, the just to be able to X as an extra layer, I suppose. But we at one stage we were like +5, and everyone else was way above us, and yet we were still in the top three. It's bizarre, bro. It's bizarre how the boys have kind of taken what's kind of stock standard and just flipped it on its head. They're winning games, they're sticking it out, the defense is tightened up. It's just out there, bro. Oh, I'm falling behind too. Whoops. Where are we?
Are you where did I say that? Haha, no, I'm just manifesting 5-star. 5-star, I thought you had a missus. Or am I thinking of someone else? But brother, are you sure?
He might be fishing tongues.
Hey, I might have to snitch on you, Kiz.
Tor has hammy issues, touch and go. Jazz So week to week tightness. Oh, okay, sure. Where we tell her to switch to the wires.
No, yeah.
Okay, so the Panthers. Well, actually, just before we get into the Panthers, so yeah, round 16 Panthers, round 17 Broncos, then round 18 is our last bye. Then we've got 9 games straight to end our season with Manly. But of those 9 games, 5 of them are home games, 4 of them are away. And how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those 9 are return games. So we play the Tigers again. We play the Knights again. We play the Titans at home, but then we have got a return game against them in that stack of 9. And then we've got a return game against the Dragons. And we finish with Manly, the Eels and Manly right at the end. So 9 weeks of footy in a row. You know, the pros and cons. It's like part of me is like that's a good build up leading into the playoffs. And if we can win at least 6 plus of those games, that'll lock us in. That'll definitely lock us in.
No, I was just kidding anyway. 5 stars, just giving you shit, bro. I hope you're good though. I love seeing you back in the chat space again. I know I'm glad I have friends. That's mean, bro. I don't. But this is
oh, come on, Tans.
Come
on,
right
Tans.
here.
Oh, shucks. This is our case. But yeah, so our run home, admittedly, it's a bit of a stretch. So 9 games straight, but I do think like where we're positioned now, definitely in the top 4, it preps us well. It does prep us well. And the biggest.
So we got 11 games in one
Yeah.
boy.
So
Still.
11 games. So the next 2 weeks we're on. Then we have our last bye, and then the 9 game run.
9.
And really, out of those 9 games, it's the doggies game that's going to be the tester. You know, the rest of them we should account for.
Oh, so we're only playing one team in the top 4 at all those games.
Bro.
Only the
The
Bulldogs.
doggies are the only top 4 team we're playing. So yeah,
well,
that's what I mean.
Actually, that's the only team in the top 8, isn't it? I'm sure the rest of those Dragons, Tigers, fucking
Dolphins?
Titans.
Dolphins
might be near top 8 now,
aren't they? Or fucking somewhere.
Titans are last. Yeah, Titans are last. I think the Dolphins are in the top 8.
Jacko.
Well, Dolphins on 6.
Oh wow, sure.
Dolphins are 6.
Wish I did it. Oh, geez, Jacko. Sorry, bro. Can't offer any counselling there, my bro. The only counselling I can offer is up the wires. Hope that helps, my bro. So yeah, that's our run home. But this weekend, Panthers Saturday night, home game, 5 o'clock kickoff. It'll be a sellout, Tans. You know, they're definitely going to sell out.
Oh yeah, 5 o'clock kickoff. Thank God, man. I'm hanging out.
Early game.
Yeah, especially after the bye this week.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
and
bro.
And because it's Origin as well, so you only have 5 games on. I feel ripped off, man. I'm like, bro, I ain't paying my Sky subscription to watch 5 games. Far out.
So just to the crew in the comments, start posting your scores, eh? Well, what do you reckon, Tans and Kyle?
Ooh,
where we at?
I might go a big dub, eh? I might go something like, I don't want to jinx this, but I might go somewhere like 50.
Woo! God damn.
50 points to...
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to go right up there.
That's a good start.
50 points to 12.
50-12. Holy. I like that, Tans.
Wow.
I like that a lot.
Well, that's only because,
confidence.
Man, they're pretty much...
That's only...
That's
only 20 points off of Zach's usual scores. Nah.
That's what I mean. I was just going to say, Zach, bro, yeah, I'm doing one of your score predictions.
Yeah, I reckon. Right. 5 stars, 44. 8.
See, 5 stars on the right page. 44. 8. I like that score, 5 star. 42, 14 to Waj. Yep, nice, Jacko.
Jacko, 42-14. Nice. Yeah, I like that. 42-14.
Mm.
I
What
agree,
about you,
Jacko.
Carl?
Finns are a dark horse. Far, bro. They can play some. Oh, GT will love this. They can play some mean
I'm
footy.
going
Hey, the
close game, bro.
Dolphins. We know are on, bro.
Dolphins.
They can play some mean footy.
Finn's Warriors grand final. Hang on, GT, bro. What are you smoking, bro? This you coming up with the whack comments tonight, my bro. Like,
Is this the first time this guy's been on the channel? Is he
he's a
regular?
regular, bro.
He's always in here.
Oh, he's a regular.
He loves the Finns. I don't know. Who do you love more, bro? Can you just tell Finns or Warriors? You Finns, eh?
Oh, that's all right. We'll make room for you, bro.
He's like a Damien. You know.
Oh, okay.
Damien's
okay.
like the Warriors, Raiders, and GT's
Yeah,
Finns, Warriors. Yeah, they definitely are, Jacko. 32, 30-12, 28 Warriors. Whoo, okay, that's a...
I'll just put Danny's one up there. I like that, bro. 24-6 DWZ hat trick.
24-6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope he gets a hat trick, bro. It'd be good for my super coach.
Jazz 38-16. Nice, Jazz. 38-16. What was your score, Carl?
Oh, man.
Right, I'm going to go close score. I'm going to go 28-22.
28. Woo!
28-22.
Holy my
Oh,
boy.
as we go, Zach. I love it.
What's the weather conditions for Saturday in Auckland?
Fuck
If
freezing.
anyone in the comments knows, yeah, give us a weather forecast. Mez 30-12. Was
Close enough,
Rascal.
GC. Close enough.
Yeah. Mez.
I hope Webby goes with the same starting lineup as we did against the Sharks.
Same.
Bring Marata, start Marata, and start.
And his rotations for the Sharkies game was bang on, bro. But the way Webby was rolling them was nice. I thought he had a
because I'm assuming, obviously,
spot.
with Capewell over in Origin, so I'm assuming, I just saw a post today because Rocco Berry was, I think they said round 16 he'll be due back from his injury. So I'm wondering if he'll get a call up, which I'm assuming he will. So, but we'll see in team list tomorrow anyway. And I love Rocco.
Yeah.
I just want him to get back to playing his best footy like he did in 23. I just want him to get back to his best.
Yeah, hard out.
Him and Ali. I'd even love to see Ali come back.
Mm.
I was watching him today in the replays against the Roosters and against Manly, and far out, man. He's on. He just needs to maybe go away and, find some self-belief again and some confidence. But it's going to be interesting because Pompey and Capewell, man, at centres, they're killing it.
Yeah, they are.
Man, they're killing it at centre, and so those young fellas are going to have to scrap for their jersey back if they want it.
Absolutely.
Wonder if Wade Egan's back. Is he looking to come back? Probably, eh?
Should be. He should be, bro. Zach with the humdingers. Love your score lines, my bro.
What was yours? 5-star?
5-star.
84.
5-star said 44-8.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one. I like that. 5-star.
Yeah.
Cape should be rested. I'm assuming he will, Jacko, because I know, like we just said before, Ivan's rested all his players because playing on Wednesday, then flying from Perth back to New Zealand, and nah.
Yep. And they probably won't fly back till Thursday.
Yeah, or even Friday. Fuck, mate.
Andrew.
I want to have 2 days rest at least after jumping on a plane after Origin. But then again, he's coming off the bench far out. He might only get 10, 20 minutes, so who knows?
Sorry, just catching up with everyone. I think I've got everyone's scores. Miz. Oh, shot Miz. Too much, my bro. So Saturday is partly cloudy. Sure. Shot Miz, thanks for that, my bro. Okay, so I'm going to read these scores out. Tons.
Yes.
I'm going to go back. I'll scroll back through the comments if I miss anyone. So don't be offended if I don't call it out. Tons says 50-12. I love that score. Carl, 28-22. Oh, I've still got to give mine. 5-star, 44-8. Jacko, 42-14. Danny 24-6. Jazz 38-16. Mez 30-12. Buzzman 20-8. Tahi 24-8. Kelly 22-10. Zach, fucking, you the man, Zach. Zach 84-8. And Andrew
Yeah,
32.
84.
Andrew 32-18. So with the law of averages, and there's some pretty good laws in there regarding the scores, I'm gonna go 46-18 because I'm being generous. All right. 46-18 to the
It is
Waz.
one of those schools, bro.
Yeah, bro, so do I.
Schools.
But no,
Mind you,
just thanks to everyone in the comments and chucking that stuff, chucking your scores in, your predictions. Yeah, really looking forward to, especially like like with this week's game, Saturday's game, the Broncos game, just how we stack up because the Broncos, and I think that Broncos game's the first time we play them. Or have we already played them? Nah.
yeah.
We played them, we beat them.
Oh, sorry.
Beat them at
Well,
home.
Oh,
that's a
yeah, because we
return game.
travelled to Suncorp to play them, mate, because we
Oh,
played them here in Auckland, remember? And won by,
Yeah.
was it the field
yeah,
goal?
yeah.
It was a
Luca.
close game. That's
Yeah.
right, the 50-meter one.
Yeah. Kyle and I went to that game and we got trashed. But it was a good weekend. That was a
Yeah,
good
bro.
game. That was a good game. So return game with the Broncos. Ooh, that
I
should
think
be a
that's
good
the one. I think out of all of them, I think that's the one I'm concerned about. Because when
Mm.
Broncos are on, man, far out. Look at
Be
the
interesting to
stroke
see if
they've
they're
got in
playing in
that team.
those black
Yeah.
uniforms, those all black
Yeah, but
uniforms, because those were styly. Those were styly as.
I mean,
Ah,
but if we can beat them once, we can beat them again.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
absolutely. Yeah. Right, I'll just check these last couple of comments up. Jacko, I'm feeling generous.
Mm.
Feeling generous tonight. Zach, you're always generous, my bro. Always. Okoro Capewell. He's holding up all right, I'll tell you what. He be good to see. Yeah, so I guess in regards to Origin, and this is about as much as I'm prepared to say, good luck to either team. I hope the Cane Toads get up. And I hope Kurt has a good game. Will we get Capewell? Dep do get that like button, team. Oh, sure, Tahi, appreciate it, bro. You're welcome, Miz.
Yeah,
Just that
Origin.
last
I'm
one.
actually glad Origin's on because I feel really hard done by this, the amount of games that weren't on this weekend. So I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm hoping, I hope it's a smashing
Well, I hope
game.
Queensland come out and just
They smash each other like Origin should be.
yeah, because like the all the social media platforms in regards to how Queensland didn't kick the ball off to Spencer. And it was just like, who cares? Let him run around the back like a barking dog, whatever. But I hope Queensland come out and do a number on them.
Mez, did you see Kate Wild's interview? Yes, I did, and I thought that frickin' journo was a shit person for I don't know, Mez, do you agree? Like I thought that journo that was interviewing him or that was asking him those stupid questions and had to point out the fact that Kate Wells the leading the competition in missed tackles. And
Oh,
then
really? Wow.
talking to him about Ezra Mam and how do you feel about this guy being in the team? Do you think he should be there?
Wow.
Oh, like you lead the stat and missed tackles. Like, bro, cut it out, man. Like he was.
Yeah. Kurt should have given him a couple
Yes,
of
Jazz, up
jabs.
the Blues.
I'll post this one just for you, Jazz.
Yeah.
Hey, for all those Blues supporters out there. Yeah, so good luck. Good luck to the teams playing Wednesday night. I'll be tucked up in bed 9:30. So yeah, whatever happens, eh? But yeah, Saturday night. Looking forward to kickoff. And us watching the boys do a number on the Panthers. But just thanks heaps to the crew in the comments and stuff. Learned about mediators tonight. Had no idea there was internet police, but that's nice to know. Yeah, and like always, Tans, you're a legend, bro. You're one of the Po. You know that. You too, Carl.
bro.
Just jumping on and stuff. Hope everyone has a good rest of the team. Rest of the team, rest of the week. Keep Will made a cheer shout out. Oh, did he?
Oh, yeah, that was on the other, yeah. Is that, I think he said, didn't he say kia ora too? Chur. Yeah, I saw that one. That was before he went to Origin, eh? I thought he meant the Origin interview. Meant.
Oh, nice.
That's
Yeah,
it.
so that's pretty much full time team. Have a good rest of the week, and just thanks heaps for jumping on. And like always, up the fucking wires, baby. Go the
Yes,
fucking
Warriors.
Warriors.
Go Warriors.
Warriors all day, baby.
Out.
All right. Sure.
See you guys next week. And wherever you are watching the game, be safe.
All right.
And yeah, have fun, and we'll see you next week. Thanks,
Sure.
guys.